Bernie Sanders staying in the race despite big wins for Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. So what are the voters thinking? We'll hear with brand new dials. Pollster Lee Carter from Musklansky and Partners. I always love the dials because it gives you a real good sense of just how people are thinking as we're listening to the politicians speak. And last night, Donald Trump using a teleprompter, seeing sort of a different style from Donald Trump. Let's play one of the clips where he's asking for peace. Play this.
I know some people say I'm too much of a fighter. My preference is always peace, however. And I've shown that. I've shown that for a long time. I've built an extraordinary business on relationships and deals that benefit all parties involved, always. My goal is always, again, to bring people together. But if I'm forced to fight for something I really care about, I will never, ever back down, and our country will never, ever back down.
How does this message play?
I thought for his first teleprompter speech, it was amazing.
Yeah.
And it was really surprising to me. When you look at it, not surprising, Republicans love it. They gave an A. Independents a B. But what's most surprising to me there is the Democrats even went along for the ride, and they were up there at about a C-. What they said is they like this unity message. It's also really important that he leans into his criticisms. He's like, there's a lot of people who say X, Y, and Z about me. That might be true, but what I really am is this. And that acknowledgement makes people comfortable.
Yes, it's not even we haven't seen, really.
It really is, and it worked.
Very interesting. And he also spoke last night about problems in America. And the last thing that we need, he said, is Hillary Clinton in the White House. Let's play that.
Our infrastructure is a disaster. Our schools are failing. Crime is rising. People are scared. The last thing we need is Hillary Clinton in the White House or an extension of the Obama disaster.
You see those lines go up and then they drop. What's going on there?
So it's really interesting. Independents and Republicans both really like this message because they agree that things are a mess. And they agree that Hillary, you can see that they went along for that. Democrats, though, you saw that big nosedive at the very end when he went after Hillary Clinton. So that was the problem there for Democrats. But for the most part, Democrats gave it a C- and said, you know what, I agree that things are a mess. I agree that the economy is in shambles. I agree with what he's saying. And he made sense to them. Now, this is something I have not yet seen. Donald Trump, generally speaking, has never gotten over a D+ with Democrats.
So C- is actually pretty good for him.
It is.
Well, Hillary Clinton last night went on the attack against Donald Trump, saying he's unfit and taking America backwards. Let's play this.
Donald Trump is temperamentally unfit to be president. He's not just trying to build a wall between America and Mexico. He's trying to wall off Americans from each other. When he says, let's make America great again, that is code for let's take America backwards.
Those lines are far apart.
They are really far apart. And this was shocking to me because I didn't expect it to be that polarizing. I didn't expect her to do so poorly with independents. I mean, that was the best speech she's ever given from the Democrats' perspective. That was an A+. The dials were almost off the charts. But independents, Republicans were on the floor. They gave it an F. And they were basically saying, like, no, I don't want, they don't agree with her. And I think that as she looks at the independents, that to me is going to be her biggest challenge now as she goes into the general. She has to find a story that resonates, and it doesn't right now.
And you were saying in the commercial break, even when she talked about making history as a woman, the independents were surprisingly pretty low as well. I want to play a clip from Sanders from yesterday. He spoke to NBC, hitting on Trump. Let's play this.
I think Donald Trump is totally unfit to be president of the United States. Let's not forget, this guy was one of the leaders of the so-called birther movement, which was an effort to delegitimize the presidency of the first African-American president that we have ever had. So I think you can give it whatever term you want, but this guy is clearly a bigot, clearly trying to divide us up, and hopefully thinking that he'll get some votes for doing that.
So calling Trump a bigot seemed like the independents, though, did a little better with Bernie than they did with Hillary Clinton.
They did a lot better with Bernie. In fact, the comments that came back to us were really saying that Bernie is trustworthy. His opinion matters more to the independents than Hillary Clinton's. And I think that the bottom line is when you see those dials go down, there's an element of like, I just don't trust what she's saying. With Bernie, they do. So independents gave him a B-. Democrats, not surprisingly, dialed up. And the Republicans dialed down. But I think it's really fascinating. Bernie does much better, much better.
And Trump, teleprompter, talking about bringing this country together, that works well for him.
Absolutely.
Lee Carter, always good to have you here in the morning.
Great to be here. Thanks.